To properly assemble the American Field Flex Ring and realize maximum speed and ease of assembly, the following instructions should be followed. With clean rags or other tools, thoroughly clean the socket and plain end of the pipe being installed, removing mud, gravel, or any other matter that might cause the front of the fast-tight gasket to protrude into the path of the spigot. Next, wipe the fast-tight gasket clean, and after flexing one or more loops, insert the gasket into the gasket recesses of the socket, with the large sealing end of the gasket toward the rear of the socket and the hard part in the narrow groove. Press the gasket into the corresponding socket recesses so the gasket is seated completely and uniformly in the socket grooves. Be sure no gasket loops or bulges protrude into the path of the entering spigot. In extremely cold conditions, make sure gaskets are warmed before installing. It is extremely important to note that a fast-tight gasket must be used as the Field Flex Ring does not perform any sealing function. With a clean brush, apply a liberal amount of fast-tight lubricant completely over the exposed inner surface of the gasket after it is placed in the socket. It is not necessary to lubricate the rubber backing of the Field Flex Ring. Also, apply lubricant completely over the spigot end of the pipe, spigot end taper or radius, and the outer surface of the pipe spigot up to the assembly stripe. Use only lubricant supplied by American. For underwater or very wet conditions, special American underwater lubricant is recommended and available upon request. Do not allow the lubricated spigot end of the pipe to contact the ground prior to insertion. Shipped separately from the pipe, the Field Flex Ring is packed in a flat cardboard box. Now, remove the Field Flex Ring with black-toothed gripping segments from its container and place it in the socket restraining groove nearest to the face of the bell in gasket-like fashion. The metal restraining segments of the Field Flex Ring should be oriented toward the entering spigot. This can be done by first placing the Field Flex Ring in the groove at the bottom of the socket, so that the rubber backing ring is fitted flush against the radial surface of the socket centering throat. Insert the Field Flex Ring into the locking groove in similar fashion to gasket insertion, working one or more loops inward and out from the bell face, if necessary, to seat the rubber-backed ring firmly and evenly in the locking groove. With the pipe in reasonably straight alignment, assemble the plain end into the Field Flex Ring bell until it contacts the back of the socket. Joint deflection may be taken immediately after assembly. Remember, the use of a field-applied assembly mark on the spigot plain end is recommended. This will also be a reference for the pipe's alignment. Most flexible restrained pipeline joint designs, including the Field Flex Ring joint, allows some amount of axial movement after assembly of their locking mechanisms. In some installations, such as exposed piping, or with connections of flexible restrained joint piping at angles to rigid piping or other structures, substantial movement may be undesirable. In such cases, it will be necessary to pull or extend the joints after proper assembly has been verified. For details on optimal installation methods and tools, call American's Customer Service Department at 1-800-442-ADIP or contact your American sales engineer for assistance.